Should the NFL reconsider having a season?
Absolutely not. They should march full steam ahead because unlike college football, they have leadership and they have a plan. And somehow, some way, the players stand to benefit. Now, it doesn't come without sacrifice, and we all understand that. But nevertheless, if there's a plan in place and there's economic benefits to reap from it and safety protocols are exhausted and what have you, then you march full steam ahead. Let me get back to college football in a sense, just for a quick note, guys. Let's understand what's transpiring here. Because when you look at college football right now, college football and college basketball, essentially what's going on with college sports is they want to make a concerted effort without saying so. They want to minimize football and basketball to the level of other sports to justify the amateurism tag that they sit up there and attach to these players, to justify, not taking care of them, not compensating them, not necessarily having an association to represent student athletes. And by that, I mean basically basketball and football. The revenue generating sports deserve representation. The ones who don't generate revenue, be happy with your scholarship. That's basically my position. But getting back to professional football, if you're professional football, why would you compromise it? This is good news for you. First of all, you've got a situation where I don't understand this voluntary bubble and all of this stuff. And oh, by the way, I will openly admit I am kind of getting tired of hearing folks talk about, excuse me, I'm concerned about my families when they're the athletes. There's a simple solution. Don't go near them. It's a sacrifice that's going to have to be made. Why can I say that with a straight face, with no hesitancy whatsoever? Because that's what we ask the NBA players to do. Where's their families? Where's the wives? Where's the girlfriends? Where's the children at? They ain't in Orlando. They're not in that bubble. They've been asked to come to the bubble and make the necessary sacrifice for the betterment of the league and their own economic future, and they came together with a collective bargaining agreement with Chris Paul, the Players Association, with Michelle Roberts, the executive director of the Players Association. They collaborated with Adam Silver in the league. They reached an accord, and they've exercised that, making no sacrifices. What's wrong with asking the NFL players to do the same thing that you just asked the NBA players to do? You can ask. So I'm not trying to sit there and diminish the importance of safety. Under no circumstances am I doing that. Nor am I saying that you shouldn't care about your family. Of course you care about your family. They take precedent and priority. But there is a way to get around it. And that is, guess what? You get to engage in social distancing and not be in their face for those months so you can make sure you move on forward and get your money playing this game that you love. It's very simple, and I see the NFL doing exactly that. They're not going to stop. I said it from day one, Max. You know that. The NFL will have a season, and I believe, barring government and medical professional intervention, they will start and they will finish.
They'll certainly finish if they start, but it ain't going to be by crowning a champion. Check this out. No, the NFL shouldn't cancel their season. I am not sitting here as the adult in the room who's telling everyone to do the right thing morally. No, I'm just as degenerate as all of us. I'd like to see football for selfish reasons, right? I'm a football fan. Okay, so I'm saying, yeah, let's try and play football, everybody. This is not college. It's a different set of circumstances. Stephen, as I think you articulated very well, and I'm with you. I totally co-sign on the look what the NBA players are doing. This is the level of sacrifice it takes if you want a season. But that's the point. They're not going to be able to finish it. I guarantee you they won't finish their season by crowning a champion, given the current circumstances. I'm going to tell the NFL right now how they can do it. And they can either listen to me and maybe still not crown a champion, because this is hard to do when all these people are playing tackle football in the middle of a pandemic when we don't have a vaccination available, right? Maybe it just can't be done. But I'm going to tell you how to give yourselves the best chance. And if someone has something better, please let me know. I will gladly adopt that position. The NFL should come to the players now and say, look, we are never getting through 17 games in the middle of a pandemic, given spread rates and everything. Look what's happening in baseball. It's just not going to happen, guys. Here's what we can do. You're going to have to be, and I brought this up with Marquise Goodwin, and I asked him, would you subscribe to something like this? And he said, well, theoretically, he'd have to talk to his wife, but he didn't dismiss it out of hand. You guys are going to be AFC and NFC bubbles, close to each other. Multiple bubbles for each conference. Say 2 bubbles for each conference, right? If you need to do more, you do more. No airline travel or anything like that. No interconference games or anything like that. You need a new schedule. 8-week season. You're going to have to be away from your family for 10 weeks or 9 weeks. That's how it's going to be. Then you can go, then everyone gets tested and everything again, regroup for the playoffs. Your salaries will be prorated according to an 8-game season. You have to be in the bubble. This is not optional. It's mandatory. If the NFL proposes something like that, they at least have a chance to crown a champion in this upcoming season. I guarantee you if they don't, they simply will not. I don't see how it's possible.
Well, Max, I think it's very possible. And I think Roger Goodell and the 31 owners plus the Packers have shown us one thing from the beginning of this pandemic, that they're going to keep moving forward regardless. And Max, I disagree with you from the standpoint of these two individual bubbles. I don't think they're going to do that. And here's the reason why. The NFL has a players' union. These players went to the owners and says, okay, what do we need to come to an agreement with? That way we can have a season. You guys are going to be compensated your normal salaries. The owners are going to get their TV money. Yes, we realize we're going to take an economic hit with no fans, but by and large, we will be able to start a season. We will be able to crown a champion down in Tampa where I live. They have a 2 to 3 week window where they can play the Super Bowl in Tampa. That's being talked about down here now. So how are they going to do it? It's really simple, guys. College football has to deal with the one word that the NFL doesn't, and that's amateur. College football players are amateurs. What does that mean? That means, in essence, at the bottom line, somebody has to make a decision for the amateur. You can talk about this hashtag, we want to play movement, we're united. Man, that don't mean anything. You know why? Because the presidents and the ADs are going to make that decision.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.